Guys, welcome back to King's Aquariums and Ant World. In this video I'm going to give you an update on the 29 litre aquarium and also what I've stocked the tank with, and basically a species care profile of the species I have in the tank. So yeah, hope you enjoy it, and yeah, let's get straight into the video. So guys, we're going to start off with my half moon Dumbo-eared bedder. There he is there. His name is Reg. He's a very sociable fish. He comes up to the front of the tank every single time I come past the tank. He's always up at the top of the tank when it's feeding time. And yeah, he's such a really beautiful bedder fish. There he is there, just chilling. Cost me £19.95 as he's a show quality bedder. So yeah, that's our half moon Dumbo-eared bedder. Obviously they originate from native Asian waters of Vietnam and Thailand. They are found mostly in standing waters in floodplains or canals, so they enjoy like still to low flow waters. Temperament, they can be aggressive towards certain other species of fish. Also shows aggressions towards his own reflection. He flares up. Obviously can't have two males together in one tank because they will fight to the death. But if you have two females to one male, they should be fine. The lifespan of a bedder is 3 to 5 years, but in some cases they have been known to be around for 8 to 10 years. Size wise, they get to about 6.5 centimeters when fully matured. pH wise, 6.5 to 7.5 pH, and you'll be fine. If you're in hard water, you may find that they may adapt to 7.8 to 8. Temperature wise, you're looking at 75 to 86 Fahrenheit, 23 to 30 degrees Celsius. Tank size, you're looking at 5 gallons minimum, which is 22 litres, or any size above 22 litres. What I feed Reg on is some tropical granules. They're medium size and they're from a company called International Tropicals. You can see there. £3.45 for this large container full, and they were right to the top. Also they can have frozen bloodworm, brine shrimp, pellets, sinking or floating, or mosquito larvae. As you can see in his tank setup, we have some rock formations. We have some Anubias bonsai, which is there. We have a Anubias nana mini, just in the corner there. We have 2 moss balls, some Java fern back there, and some Cryptocorium wenti. Is that one just in the back there? We also have some Java moss growing onto the rock formations, and we have some Slavania natan, which is a floating fern, as you can see at the top. But they can have fine sand, gravel, hardy plants without pointed edges, just in case they catch their delicate fins on them. And moss ball is always welcome into the tank because they like to rest on them, so that's why there's 2 in there for them. They don't like a high flow filter, so just enough to break the water surface is enough, otherwise they'll be pushed around to the tank. And lighting wise, obviously you need high lighting for the plants you have in the tank. Certain plants need more light than others. But to create surface agitation, just use a air stone to create some bubbles to go up and break the surface. And they do not need an air stone really, because they have an organ called the labyrinth, which means that they can be in a low oxygenated tank with no air stones, because of that organ they can just go up to the top of the surface and get some air. Tank mates, I recommend koi catfish, rasboras, neon tetras, coolie loaches, cherry shrimp, amano shrimp, female bedders, bristlenose plex. So they're all pretty good for a bedder. But for the female bedders, it's best to only do it if you're going to intend to breed. How to tell a difference between a male and a female is pretty simple really. Is you will find that the males are more colourful and larger with beautiful colorations. Not saying that the females don't, but they're shorter and more wide-bodied. But yeah, that's Reg. That's my half moon Dumbo-eared bedder. Say hi, Reg. He's such a beautiful fish. So yeah, next we'll go on to bristlenose plec. So guys, we're now going to talk about the bristlenose plec that I have in this tank. He or she is still very young, so we can't sex them at the moment. Their scientific name, if you know, is Ancestris, and they have common names of bushy nose, bristlenose catfish. They originate from South America and Panama. Temperament, they can be aggressive towards each other, males especially, so make sure that there is plenty of hideaways and caves to accommodate all. Sometimes they can be aggressive towards females, but probably during breeding. But apart from that, they are pretty peaceful. There's Ridge just having a quick swim around. I have one bristlenose in here, because I think that would do for this tank. And there is he or she, just down at the rock face there. Their lifespan is up to 12 years, so plenty of time you can have them for. Size, males can reach up to 15 centimetres, whilst females get around 12 centimetres. pH wise, 6.5 to 7.5 pH. Let's see if we can get these down there. Temperature 23 to 27 degrees Celsius, 73 to 80 Fahrenheit. Tank size 20 gallons. But once they get older, and then obviously they've grown, so he'll be in here, and he or she will be in here until he grows. He or she grows. So obviously smaller aquariums when babies, but we have to be moved once they're bigger. Feeding wise, they're herbivores, so eat mainly algae wafers every other day. Bloodworm, pellets, and occasional courgette twice a month as a treat. That's what I feed mine. How to tell the gender? Males have a larger whiskers and larger bristles, and the bristles are on their heads, and they have large spikes on their fins. Females have fleshy tentacles and bristles on their snouts and are a lot smaller than the males. So that's one way you can tell. Breeding bristle noses, I've done that in my 125. Just provide plenty of hiding spaces, keep the temperature between 27 and 28. Feed them high protein food. If you notice the male hasn't came out in days, it's because he's looking after the eggs and the fry in the caves. He will also come very aggressive towards anyone who goes near the cave entrance, even the female. But single pair can have between 150 to 200 eggs, but they need to be at least a year old before they start to breed. Tank mates, again, I recommend neon tetras, guppies, platies, bedders, any community fish really. Tank setup, plenty of driftwood is ideal, as algae will form in no time, and that'd be great for them to feed on. Having low plants like hornwort, Java moss, Java fern, Amazon swords, Anubias, etc. They have plenty to cling on to and to eat any algae off them. So they prefer moderate water flow, well oxygenated, plenty of hiding spots, and they are nocturnal fish, so they'll be out during the night more than they are during the day, which is pretty cool. So yeah, that's my little profile on the bristlenose plec. So let's move on to the next species. So guys, we're now going to go on to the next species, which is a dwarf suckermouth catfish. See if I can get a clear shot. Here's the other one. It's the bigger one out of the two. And then there's the small one. Hey Reg. So they're commonly known as dwarf suckermouth, or their scientific name is Ottocinculus fitatus. They originate from South America, but also found in Brazil. But after members of the Ottocinculus can be found in waters areas spread over Peru and Argentina. So there's one just there. That's the little one. Temperament, very peaceful, only should be housed with other peaceful species. Again, lifespan is 3 to 5 years. Size, the maximum size they'll get is 2 inches, 5.8 centimeters, which this one just there is fully grown. Temperature wise, they have a temperature between 21 and 26 degrees Celsius, 70 to 79 Fahrenheit. Tank size 10 to 15. In a 20-gallon tank, 90 litres would do fine. But if you're keeping 2 like I am, a smaller tank like a 29 litre will be fine. Feeding wise, they love algae wafers every other day, cucumber or courgette twice a month, but they will clean up a lot of the algae off your plants, which they have on the crypto Aquarium Winty, because that was full of algae. Gender wise, females become larger and grow wider upon reaching the reproductive age, more vibrant colour. So I have a feeling this little one here is a female. Not sure, but males, genitalia papilla with rows of modified denticles known as octotoids, which are at the bottom side of the tail system. The camera's not going to focus, so I can't get good good close up there. Tank mates, cories, shrimps, tetras, bedders, resporas, gouramis. Tank setup, live plants, fine gravel, plenty of hideouts, decent flow, a good filter. So yeah, that's those guys there. And then we're look at that one there. So that's the dwarf sucker mouse. So we'll move on to the next species. So the next ones are cherry shrimp. There's 15 in here, but you aren't going to see them, so I'm just going to keep the camera on the tank so you can watch Reg do his thing. So we're going to go with cherry shrimp. So they are Neocardina davidia. That's their scientific name. I think I pronounced that right. Common name is cherry shrimp. Originate from Taiwan. Temperament, very active and docile, very peaceful. Lifespan between 1 to 2 years. Size wise, 4 centimeters, 1.6 inches. pH wise, 6.5 to 8 pH. And temperature, 14 to 29 Celsius, 57 to 84 Fahrenheit, but prefer 22 Celsius, 72 Fahrenheit. Tank size, 5 gallons minimum. Rule of thumb, 2 to 5 shrimp per gallon, 4.5 litres. So feeding wise, they're omnivores, they eat any aquarium food, shrimp pellets, algae wafers every other day, courgette, cucumber, carrots twice a month. Gender wise, males are smaller and less colourful, females have a yellowish saddle on the back and are a lot larger. So tank mates wise, any freshwater snails, mystery snails, neurite snails, trumpet snails. Fish wise, corridoras, small plex, dwarf gouramis, small tetras and bedders. Tank setups, fine gravel or live plant substrate, driftwood and rocks. Filter, make sure the intake is covered to prevent any shrimp being drawn into the inlet. Plenty of hideouts, live plants, Java moss, moss balls, Java fern, Nubius, Amazon swords, light suitable to grow on plants, 5 gallons minimum. So that's the cherry shrimp. We now go on to the Amano shrimp, and again, I don't think we're going to see any of those, but there's normally one, normally around this area, normally comes out late afternoon. Their scientific name is Cardinio multidenta. I think that's right. Common names are Yamato shrimp, Japanese shrimp, Mano shrimp, and algae shrimp. Originate from they are native to Japan and Taiwan and swamps. Again, temperament, very active, peaceful, but can be very greedy when it's feeding time. They love foraging for leftovers or food that is provided to all the aquarium fish. They love to feed together as well. Lifespan is 2 to 3 years. Size fully grown around 2 inches, which is 5.8 centimeters, but mostly an inch, 2.5 centimeters. pH wise is 6.5 to 7.5. Temperature is between 22 and 26 degrees Celsius, 70 to 80 Fahrenheit. The temperature will increase if you increase the temperature. Will increase the activity and metabolism of the shrimp. Tank size minimum 10 gallons, smaller if only keeping a few. Feeding wise, algae wafers every other day, any sink and pellets, cucumber and courgette twice a month. Gender wise, males have a line of separate dots, females have a dash, almost like a broken line down their bodies. Tank mates again, corridors, tiger barbs, guppies, neons, discus, bristlenose plex, mystery snails, and neuroid snails. Tank setup, fine gravel, low plant substrate, plenty of live plants, driftwood and rocks to provide hideaways and caves. Filter, not too much flow, and the intake to be covered up so no baby shrimp will be drawn into the inlet. Plant-wise, Nubius, any Anubiuses, Java moss, Java fern, Amazon swords, moss balls. Obviously a suitable light to grow aquarium plants. Obviously a lid. And any tank above 10 gallons. But that's only if you're keeping loads of mono shrimps. But if you're keeping a few, then like a 29 litre tank like this one will be fine. So yeah, that's the that is all I have in this tank. I'm not going to add anything else. So let's give you a little montage of Reg. I'm just going to give you a run through of the setup. So what we have here is we have a small air pump. We have a T-piece here, which I can control how much air goes to the air stone just there. We've got a little flow of air bubbles going to the side of the tank, which goes up to the top. They're the heater. We have a 100-watt nano heater into the back there. We have the filter just at the back there. Where the airline is where the flow would come out. So what I've done is, because that was so quick, that would just blow the fish around. So what I've done is I connected the airline up. That goes all the way, as you can see, across there and down to the end there to create some flow. Also the filter's working perfectly with the spray bar. We've got some sponges in there, some Cyrax, some filter wool, and then we've got the end of the spray bar, which is producing water down the cable tie, which is creating some surface agitation. So that's how we modified the filter. As you can see, the Slavana Natan is growing tremendously. So it's just that. And obviously where the airline would have gone in is pushing flow upwards. That's not as powerful as it would have been coming out. So yeah, that's the setup. Everything's doing fine. We have got some Monte Carlo growing. As you can see, there's some little green shoots now coming through. It's taken a little while to come through, but it's doing alright. This tank's doing fine. Again, this is from International Tropicals. Highly recommend it. It's as you can see there, full of protein, so definitely worth £3.45. So yeah, that is the 29 litre aquarium, and that is Reg. I hope you enjoyed today's video and enjoyed looking around the 29 litre aquarium. Let me know in the comment section below what you think of this new tank and what you think of Reg and all these friends. I sure think that Reg is probably the most beautiful betta fish that I have. Sorry, Delta. I'll feed you some more pellets later on. But yeah, I'm really happy with it, and comment down some names for the bristlenose and the two suckermouth catfishes. Then I'll give your channel a shout out if we pick the name that you've chosen. Yeah, let me know, guys, any other videos you would like to see regarding any of my other tanks, and possibly we may be getting another tank to go beside that one. Not sure yet. Might do. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Like this video, give it a thumbs up. Comment something positive down below. Huge shout out to Lazarus the Fish Boy, Fintastic Freaks, and Mark's Fish Care, and Arjun's Animal World. So go and check those channels out. Showing some support would be much appreciated. Tap that notification bell so you get notified every time I upload, and smash that subscribe button. So yeah, we shall see you in the next video. Peace.